Hello everyone, Riyadh from VG Kami here. Today we are going to be playing more Balatro. This time we are going to try a run with the Abandoned deck, which is the deck that is unlocked after you win a run with the green deck. So, with the Abandoned deck, in our run right now, we're going to skip a couple of blinds just so we get a free shop voucher and a nice fancy joker the next time we hit up a shop. But the main difference between the Abandoned deck and other decks is that there are no face cards, as in there are no kings, jacks, or queens. There are still aces, as you can see. However, the main strategy we are going to be trying to use here is, for the most part, we're going to be trying to get some straights. Right now we're getting a nice 3 of a kind in our second hand, because we discarded, well, our first hand rather. We discarded prior to that, but yeah, 3 of a kind was pretty good there. We're going to go for a 2 pair here, because we don't have any straight options available just yet. However, since there are no face cards, there's a lot less draw options, so getting a straight is proportionally more easy, I think. I haven't done the exact calculations, and I don't know any real poker strategies per se outside of Balatro, but it just seems like you're more likely to draw a card that you need for a straight when there's less cards in your deck. If, like, there is, of course, an equal number of each card, which there is, you know, minus the face cards. So right now I'm trying to fish for a straight. However, haven't gotten one yet, so we'll go with a full house, which is still pretty good. None of our poker hands are upgraded just yet, since we're just starting out this run. However, we will look into that as soon as possible, because upgrading your poker hands is very important in Balatro. Alright, looks like we finally got a straight. So that will be our dominant strategy for this run, with our Abandoned deck. We're going to be looking for jokers that help us with straights as well, in addition to a few other kinds, of course, but due to luck of the draw, pun fully intended, that will depend on what the shop shows us. Ooh, so we got a nice holographic upgrade for this castle joker, which seems like it'll be promising, plus it's free, so why not go with it for now. We also got the always handy baseball joker, which will stack nicely with our uncommon jokers that we find. We also got some free booster packs, so let us open them and see what we pull. Alright, so we got Tower, Lovers, Moon, Chariot, and Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune has rarely paid off for me, but it's always tempting. We could potentially get some straight flush synergy going, so let's try that by turning a few of our cards into some clubs. Alright, let's open another Arcana pack to see what we get. Alright, we got Devil, Chariot, and Fool. We can always double up with the Fool on our straight flush strategy. So let's grab another Moon Tarot before we head into the next blind, which we'll go for a small blind and ante 2, because we can do it with the money, especially early on. Alright, looks like we have a 2 pair here, which we could potentially make use of, or we could just discard them, because when we discard with the castle in our hand, whatever suit is marked on the card, right now it's clubs, we will both upgrade the castle, which will in turn get us more chips per hand played, which is always good. So we'll do a fair bit of discarding this run as well. Let's see. We have a straight, I believe. I was just contemplating if it would be a good idea to see if we could get a straight flush out of it, which I think we can now, thanks to that moon we were hanging on to for a little while. So there's our first straight flush of the run. Which should let us, yeah, we'll definitely clear this blind in one hand, thanks to our tactics. Cleared it by quite a lot as well. Got over 4 times the score, the round score required. And we're building up a little bit of interest as well, which is always great. Let's see. Hallucination Joker could be useful. We should definitely get the Seed Plant voucher though, because that's always a good investment, especially early on. We're only in Ante 2, so now would be a good time to get it. I don't really like getting the double tag skip bonus because right now we can't really see what the next one is, so we don't really want to double something that it's not going to be useful for us. So we're going to go into this big blind and see if we could pull another straight or straight flush. So right now the discard bonus for the castle is on the heart suit, so we'll discard as many hearts as viable. And we got lots of clubs, so we can always play a flush. However, I want to see if we can maybe pull a 6 of clubs to get another straight flush. Yes, we did. Perfect. Our hand is entirely clubs right now, which bodes well for our next hand as well, if we need it. However, thanks to our bonuses, we'll probably clear this big blind in a single hand. Yeah. Definitely. Sweet. Another easy blind. Down. $8. Not bad. Abstract Joker is usually pretty good, but the runner is going to be especially handy for us since we're going to be playing lots of straights and straight flushes. And the runner Joker will trigger on straight flushes as well as normal straights. Contemplating whether or not getting this Abstract Joker would be worth it. I mean, right now, it could be handy. We could always ditch it and get a another Joker later on. We currently only have one uncommon Joker that's triggering our baseball card. However, that should be good enough for now. We're still quite early on. So we're going to take on the Psychic boss line. And hearts are still the suit of bonus for our castle buff. We could just go for a flush here, but let us see if we could optimize our hand a bit better. Alright, let's just play a full house for now, because we have a lot of potential for flushes and straight flushes with this deck currently. Wow, we didn't even need to play a straight flush or a straight. We definitely want to keep playing straights as much as possible to buff our runner Joker, but for now it's fine. Ooh, Turtle Bean's always quite nice. Yeah, let's get it, at least for now. It is an uncommon Joker as well, so our baseball card Joker will be triggered off of that. Do we want to reroll the boss blind? Because we have clubs right now, a lot of clubs, so I think that's worth getting. Usually I don't bother with that skip blind bonus, but this time it's extremely relevant, so I decided to take it up. We don't really need any foil Jokers right now, so let's head into this big blind and see what we can get. Thanks to our Turtle Bean Joker, we got a huge hand of 13 cards with which to play around. So the more options you have, the more decisions you need to make, obviously. So let's just see what would be ideal here. Okay, we got a lot more clubs to play around with now. And I think... oh no, we don't quite have a straight flush, unfortunately. We would need a 6 for that, but we do have quite a lot of other potential hands we could play. I'm just being a little bit picky right now because I can afford to be. So we definitely got a straight flush in here. There we go. 10 through 6. All clubs as well. Nice, everything is synergizing pretty well. Got over 10,000, especially since we have everything working together nicely. Turtle Bean will decrease in efficiency every round we play, but for now, it is quite handy. Ooh, looks like we have a loyalty card on the right there, which would be good for our baseball joker to get triggered off of. But for now, let's just skip it. We're in pretty good shape. Out of all the boss blinds, the wheel is probably one of the least threatening. Only drawing one face-down card out of every 7 is not a big deal at all. We got a straight flush immediately, so we'll get pretty close to clearing this blind in one hand, if not fully clearing it. But we will see. That looks promising. Yep, cleared it by almost 3 times the amount needed. Got lots of hands remaining, and we also got some interest building up. So now, we got quite a lot of money to play around with, which is always handy. Handy, pun intended. Alright. So we got a Hierophant, Justice, and a High Priestess. I'm leaning towards the High Priestess, to be honest. Yeah, let's get it. We didn't pull the best planet cards, unfortunately. We definitely want to go for straight flushes, full houses, and flushes. But yeah, let's let's just sell these planets actually. That way we are at 25 even, which will give us $5 from interest on our next played blind. We'll also grab the Spectral Pack because why not? I'm always tempted to get the Ouija board tarot or Spectral card, but it's not the best for this run. Trance is definitely way more appealing in this scenario, because we could do with getting some more planet cards. I'm debating what would be the best to put a blue seal on. Maybe an ace, since they're not going to be the most useful for us right now, so we can just have them hanging out in our hands. However, let's put it on a 2, I think. Yeah. Because 2s are probably going to be one of the least useful cards for us. Obviously, we could do a straight with ace through 4, if need be. But yeah, 2s are pretty low in value, so we're probably going to be hanging onto them if we can't use them for our played poker hands. So we got a straight, potentially, if we want to play that. And we got lots of non-club cards in our hand, so alternatively, it might be good to discard them so we can try and fish for a straight flush. We're also getting some upgrades on the castle from diamonds being discarded this round. Okay, so we're missing a 5, unfortunately, for a straight flush here. So let's discard our non-clubs and see if we could pull a 5 of clubs. We got a 5, but it's not a 5 of clubs. It's a 5 of spades, which is pretty close. But let's discard again, because again, we upgrade our castle from discarding diamonds this run. Oh, not great. We have not pulled a 5 of clubs, so we can't go for a straight flush. But we can just go for a regular flush here. We could potentially go for a regular straight as well, but let's just go for a flush here. Because base flush is worth more than a base straight, even though we do get upgrades on our runner joker from playing straights. We almost cleared it in a single hand. And let's just play a regular straight now, because we have no discards and might as well try to buff our runner joker as much as possible early on. Because it will be pretty handy for what we're trying to do. Nice. And we're going to get a lot of interest from this. We did get the seed plant voucher, so our max interest is 10, so we could just keep building our money up to 50 progressively. Let's get rid of the turtle bean because it's starting to taper off in terms of effectiveness now. We do have a crazy joker, which will synergize quite well with our straight strategy for this run. Let's just go into the next round now, which is the plant boss blind. All face cards are debuffed, which will not bother us at all for this run, so this is basically a boss without a boss effect. And we're still upgrading our castle through diamond discards. We have a 3 of a kind here. However, all we need is a 7 for a straight flush, a 7 of clubs, so I think it may be worth discarding and trying to pull a 7. Yeah, we did. Perfect. So we'll play that. And if we clear this round with that blue seal 2 in our hands, we'll get a free planet card. Our castle and our straight or our runner joker are giving us quite a lot of chips. Okay, so we succeeded in completing that round with the blue seal in our hands, and we got a Venus planet, which is not the best, but definitely not the worst. Alright, cool, we're up to our max interest amount now. And we found a telescope voucher, which is always pretty handy. That way we'll always be pulling the planet cards we want. So let's just sell this Venus because it's not going to be super useful. Ooh, we got holographic regular joker here. It's not quite as effective as an abstract joker for getting us plus mults. You know what, let's ditch. It is more effective than our crazy joker, because crazy jokers only trigger off of straights, whereas that holographic regular joker will apply to every hand we play. So it's just more efficient. It give us a higher mult plus bonus, and it will do so on every hand, so just objectively better than the crazy joker. We'll hang on to the rest though, I think. Should we get some Arcana? Nah, let's just go ahead for now, keep our interest nice and high, because then next time we'll be able to spend even more at a shop. I'm tempted to see if we could pull some more uncommon jokers with the skip blind bonus. Speed tag's not super useful right now. But yeah, let's just go into the small blind and see what we can do. So right away we have a full house. However, I think I'm just going to discard these and try and fish for a straight maybe. Because that way we'll upgrade our castle in the process. Okay, it doesn't look like we have a straight flush lined up, unfortunately. We could do with a 7 and a 5. Or potentially an ace and a 5. Okay, we got the 7, we're just missing the 5 now, unfortunately. So let's ditch these while hanging on to that blue sealed 2. No, nothing. And we're out of discards, unfortunately. Got a bit greedy there, but that's okay. We should be fine with just a regular straight. Our Running Joker has been upgraded quite a few times by now, so it should be giving us lots of chips. In addition to our castle doing the same. We're getting like over 100 chips per hand for our combined runner and castle bonus, which has let us get up to a... oh, let's get exactly 10,000 rather, in a single hand, which is not bad. I've definitely done better before, but I've certainly done worse as well. Let's just play, we're out of discard, so let's play this 2 pair. just to see if we can get over 1,000 and clear this small blind. And we did, by a fair bit as well. We got another Mars, which is not ideal. We really want to look for Venuses and Jupiters and Neptunes. And Earths, of course. So let's just sell that, get a buck, and spend that in other areas that could be more useful. We got a uncommon Joker here. I forget what this one's called. And there's also a Celestial pack, which will be more useful to us, I think. Ooh, we got a Neptune, finally. Since we're focusing on straight flushes, Neptunes are definitely going to be the best planet to try and pull from packs. We don't really need that skip blind bonus, so let's just go into this big blind and see what we can do. So we have a flush right away, but we're also really close to a straight flush. All we need is a 5 of clubs here. And we're getting upgrades from club discards as well, so not the worst thing in the world to discard the least desirable of them. Oh, never mind, we didn't need a 5. I don't know what I was thinking. We had a straight flush there already. My mistake. There we go. Lots of multipliers, lots of chips. Lots of nice synergy. Sweet, almost 20,000 round score. This build is going pretty well so far. We've got a lot of good, well, we got a couple, or at least 3 solid jokers really early on, which is definitely helping us out. I'm gonna stay away from standard packs because we don't really want to mess with our draws. We have a nice balance right now. So let's get a Mega Arcana and pull, hopefully, 2 good tarots. So we got the Moon, which is awesome. Really ideal for this run we're going through with a club straight focus. Which leaves a King Tarot, a Sun, a Devil, and a Judgment. Definitely leaning towards an Emperor, not the King, sorry. Definitely leaning towards the Emperor Tarot here, because that's just 2 free tarots. We got Hierophant, which we'll definitely use, but I don't think the Star is going to be that useful, unless you want to diverge a bit from our core strategy and probably line up some Diamond straights, but I don't think that would be the best. But we'll see how things unfold. So we don't have too much to go off of in that first draw. We could play a flush here, but maybe let's just keep fishing for a straight flush. Although, let's see what else we can do. Is it worth doing anything else? Contemplating using the Star Tarot right now. Although I don't think that would be super useful, so I think we'll just discard these non-clubs. Upgrade our castle a bit. I don't think we have a straight flush, unfortunately. So let's ditch the cards we don't need and we'll hope for a 6 of clubs. No, not quite. We're out of discards as well. We can just play a flush, I think, here. What else do we have in our deck remaining? Lots of clubs, obviously. Let's just go with as high a flush as we can do. And might as well use our Hierophant now. Just to give us some more bonuses, some more chips, rather. Alright, let's see how many points this gets us. Or how much score, rather. There's a joke I can make about the castle getting us a 69 plus in chips, but I won't because that's low-hanging fruit. You guys can make a joke about that in the comments if you want. Oh yeah, that's right, we're playing against the Fish boss blind, which draws cards face down after each hand, so that's not the best. However, by sorting our hand a couple of times, we mostly figure out what we have. And we're out of discard, so we're just gonna have to play things a bit blind and see how things go. We're not too far off of our round score requirement for completing this run, and we got it actually, with just a pair, I think, a pair of 3s. That's all of our Joker upgrades coming in clutch. We pulled a Uranus card, which isn't that great, so we're just gonna sell that. We got a Rocket Joker here and a Greedy Joker, neither of which synergize that well. I'm gonna buy this voucher because I don't know what it does. It says it does nothing, and let's see. Okay, it literally does nothing, but it will fill in our collection a bit with contributes towards unlocking other things, so it's worth getting at least once in a run. And we have lots of money to play around with, so why not? You know what, let's use this star. We're not going to get rid of any clubs, but we're going to try and increase our odds, like a backup chance of getting a diamond type hand. Because we could rely on clubs a lot, but probably not fully. We'll see if that was a wise investment. Let's use a Hierophant to upgrade a couple of our cards into bonus cards, clubs specifically, because even though we did get a few more diamonds in our deck, we still want to be focusing mostly on clubs. Let's go into the next blind now. Flushes aren't super useful for us, so we don't want to skip a blind in favor of getting a few upgrades on the flushes. We could definitely do a lot of good with a flush being played, but again, we want to focus more on straights here. Straights and straight flushes where possible. $72 plus 90 from our Castle and Runner Joker, so that's 162 chips on every hand we play, which is great. Definitely helps out with our round score. Let's try and fish for a straight flush. We could probably ditch the ace, the bonus ace as well, but I kind of want to hang on to it just in case. Okay, so we didn't get a 5 of clubs, unfortunately. We have one more discard to play around with, but I'm not sure if that would be worth it. We could just play a flush. I know we said we want to focus on straights instead of flushes, but sometimes you kind of have to play a flush when you want a straight. It's just the nature of Balatro. Yeah, let's see. We have actually 2 5s we can draw, but neither of them are clubs, it looks like. So it may just be worth playing a flush here, even though I just said we don't really want to play flushes as much as straights. But again, you kind of have to, sometimes. Since we have 2 bonus clubs in there, we'll get even more chips than normal. Got 300 chip count times 50 mult, which was more than enough to clear this small blind. I think we're going to sell this Pluto card as well, because we don't really care about high cards that much. Lots of interest as well. I love seeing all that interest money come in. It's very satisfying. Okay, looks like we have a common Joker here that contributes towards money, which isn't super useful. And we got a Swashbuckler here, which I'm not sure how viable that'd be. So we got 4, 8, 10, 12. So 12, because we're going to need to sell a common Joker if we want a Swashbuckler. However, I think our Abstract Joker is just better overall for getting us some more mult. Let's try to pull some nice planet cards from these Celestial packs though, because we could definitely do with some more planet upgrades, especially for our straight flushes. Thankfully we pulled a Neptune there, getting our straight flushes up to level 3. Let's see if we can get another one. Yes, we did. Beautiful. That's super useful because we're going into, or we're in ante 6 now, so things are going to be ramping up in terms of score requirements for clearing blinds. And we pulled a Fool as well, which is awesome. That's just another Neptune for us, which we will use right away. Alright, so our straight flushes are at level 5 now, giving us a base value of 260 chips times 20 malt. We don't really care about upgrading 4 of a kind, so let's go into this big blind and see how effective our new straight flushes can be. If we can get one, that is. All the while still continuing to upgrade our castle and runner whenever possible. Alright, no straight flushes right now, unfortunately. Let's try another discard though. Even though we do need a few different pieces for a straight. No, we don't have a 9 unfortunately, or a 5, which would have been great. Let's just play a flush again. A backup flush. As our contingency plan for not getting a straight flush or a straight. I mean, we don't really need to worry too much. We're getting some nice multipliers and bonuses here. So we're out of discards, and we did not pull a straight flush yet again, so let's go for another flush. Thanks to our 8 and our 10 of clubs there being bonus cards, we'll do pretty well in terms of base chip amounts. And of course our castle and our runner jokers will give us tons more chips. And obviously we've got a couple of holographic jokers, which will help us in the multiplier department. Alright, so we need just over 3,000 from the next 2 hands now to clear this blind, which should be doable. Although unfortunately we don't have any more discards and we didn't draw the best hand just now. So we need to consider what to do. We can always just play a low value hand to redraw a few cards. We don't have a 5 unfortunately, but we'll just play a high card here. See how much that gets us. Our jokers are doing a lot of work, so this should actually, yeah, definitely cleared the round for us here. So good to know we can rely on just a high card in the case where we need just a few thousand more. Ooh, we got a Mega Celestial pack down there, which looks very tempting. So let's get that plus a regular Celestial pack, because we got the money for it. Ooh, we drew a Neptune, which is exactly what we want. We're min-maxing towards straight flushes really hard here, but it's been going pretty well so far. And yet another Neptune. Well, we got the telescope voucher, so I don't know why I'm surprised. Like, straight flushes are our most played hand, so since we have the telescope voucher, we're always going to be drawing Neptunes from Celestial packs. I just forgot about that for a while because we did get the telescope voucher a little while ago. Alright, let's go into the house boss blind, which is kind of annoying initially. We could select some cards and then sort our hand a bit just to see what happens. But let's just play it and see what gives. Thankfully, the house boss blind only causes us to draw our first hand face down. Sort by rank. So let's just discard these 3 face down cards. Alright. Looks like we have no straights available, unfortunately. So let's just discard those, get some castle upgrades, and now we do have a flush. So we could do with a 6 of clubs. See if we can fish for one by ditching these 4 cards. Because we have at least 1 or 2 in there. Yeah, and we pulled one. A little bit of good luck there. The card games always involve a little bit of luck, don't they? Well, deck builders do anyway. Thanks to our massively upgraded straight flushes, we should clear this blind pretty easily. Yep. Perfect. Not the max amount of interest, but we're not really hurting for money right now anyway, so not a big deal. And we just straight up got a Neptune just in the shop instead of in the pack, which is pretty nice. Got this crazy looking Joker here, which is not the actual crazy Joker. Ooh, we got a voucher. We should have bought that before we bought the Neptune. I just didn't see it in the corner there, but anytime you see the sale voucher, like the one I just bought, the clearance sale voucher, definitely get it, because it'll just save you money in the long run. We got pretty lucky with vouchers so far in this run. We have a bit of money to play around with, and we won't need that much since we're already in Ante 7, so let us see what we can use from this Arcana pack we just opened. Hierophant's also always really good, especially on cards you play a lot, like, for us, clubs. Let's see what's in this Jumbo Arcana pack. Empress, Justice, Star, Magician, and Devil. I'm definitely leaning towards the Empress the most. So let's just use that to enhance a couple of our clubs. We've got lots of really nicely buffed clubs now. Ooh, Mega Celestial pack. Let's definitely get that. Because we should be pulling at least one Neptune here. I don't think we could get multiple Neptunes without that Magician Joker. But that's fine. We can upgrade a straight as well. So I think now we only have straight flushes as straights upgraded. Yeah, that's fine. That's exactly what we want. We're not making the most use of our baseball Joker right now, but it's still giving us a bit of a bonus, multi bonus, from our castle just hanging out. So we'll hang on to them for now. The MVP of this round has definitely been the Castle Joker. It's just been so great in terms of chip and mult gain, and it synergizes really well with our Runner Joker. The other three Jokers we have aren't super in sync, but they're definitely great for just general bonuses on every hand we play. Oh, looks like I think we have a straight flush here. Perfect, and we're going to be able to play all three of our bonus cards, which will get us a ton of round score. I'll see if we could clear over 50,000 with this in one hand. That'd be great. Look at those numbers. Yes. Beautiful. Almost 70,000 with a single hand. That's awesome. Not to get too cocky, but I think we're shaping up pretty well to get into the final boss of this run, which is still a full ante away. Ooh, we got Blueprint Joker, which is pretty nice. I really like the Blueprint Joker. It's just a good way to double up on certain things. So let's put that next to our baseball card Joker. So unfortunately, baseball card Jokers won't trigger off of rare cards. They only trigger off of uncommon cards, of which we only have one uncommon Joker. But still, that's 1.5 plus another times 1.5. So I think that's good. Probably better than the Abstract Joker, which we just ditched. Get another Neptune, because why not? Ooh, we got an achievement for upgrading any hand to level 10, which is the first I've done that so far. Which unlocked something else, it looked like. I think. Either that or we just got an achievement for it. Anyway, let's head into the Mark Boss Blind. All face cards are drawn face down, which is not applicable to us since we're using the Abandoned deck, which has no face cards whatsoever. So not even an issue. Alright, let's just play this 3 of a kind, get it out of our hand, because we'll get a fair bit of score from this, even though it's just 3 of a kind. Now we haven't upgraded 3 of a kinds at all, but just our base chip and multiplier bonuses will get us a nice 10,000 to begin with. Let's ditch these non-club cards, see if we could fish for a straight flush, which we did not get, unfortunately. We have 2 discards to play with, so let us maybe try to fish for another straight flush, or fish for our first straight flush of this blind, which we did not get, unfortunately. We don't even have a straight either. Let's do another discard. And you know what? We have 2 pairs there, so let's play this instead. We won't get a planet from that 2 sealed 2 of clubs. Sorry, that blue sealed 2 of clubs. But that's okay. Our straight flushes are upgraded pretty highly already, so not the biggest deal in the world. And so it looks like we got a 3 of a kind with our club 7s there. But we do have 1 discard to play around with. We are running out of hands and discards, and we still have quite a lot of round score to make up for. But let's just trust in Lady Luck. Okay, nice. It looks like no straights, unfortunately. We just had too many 7s. But we can play a full house here, which has not been upgraded at all. But that's okay. We got a bonus and a mult 7. Plus all of our base Joker bonuses will help us out a lot. Okay, so we need about 20,000 from this next hand. We did not pull a straight flush here either, but we got lots of bonus cards. So we could just do a normal flush, which has not been upgraded, but we should be able to get 20,000 from this, just from sheer brute forcing with bonus criteria. Alright, just barely. Cutting it a bit close there, but we still made it in the end, which is what counts. Alright, in decent shape going into ante 8, which is the last ante of this run, because we're not doing an endless run. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen this voucher before. We got lots of money, so let's get it, especially since it's discounted from buying that clearance sale voucher before. Let's also upgrade our straight flushes again, because why not? We're going for really powerful single hands here as opposed to trying to play multiple hands, although we will sometimes need to, as you've seen. Let's go into the next round. Nothing super good here, and we don't really care about common jokers, so let's head into the small blind and see how much we can clear it by, if we can clear it. I tend to underestimate small blinds, but I probably shouldn't, because again, we're at ante 8 and small blinds are like 50,000 to clear, so probably shouldn't underestimate them too much. With that said, let us try a couple of discards and see if we could pull a straight flush. Doesn't look like we have, unfortunately, but we got 1 more discard to use. And not quite. So we're gonna have to rely on flushes again. Either again a bit unlucky in the later part of this run, or I'm just like making a bunch of misplays. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. And again, any comments are welcome, positive or negative. Your opinion matters to us, especially if it helps us in our future videos and gameplay. We got a regular straight there, which we have upgraded a bit, so let us put that forth and see how many points we get. Alright, we got 2 more hands in which to get around 16,000. So we don't have a straight or a straight flush here, unfortunately. We do have a potential flush. Well, let's play just a low value hand to try and redraw a few cards. We have a 10, 8, 6 waiting in the wings in terms of potential clubs. So this will just be a high card hand. Not worth a whole lot. We need 7,000 more, but I think we could do that with a flush, especially with all these bonus clubs we have in our hand currently, and that Mult 7. And the Mult 3, of course. So from our runner, we're getting 120, and from our castle, we're getting 105 in terms of chip value, which is definitely helping out a whole lot. We blasted through that small blind in our last hand, thankfully. Doesn't look like we have anything too useful at the top of the shop. Let's re-roll, see what we get. Neither of those are super applicable for us. At least with the build we've got going, which I'm mentally calling our Castle Runner build. As you can probably tell, like, if I've named this video that. Oh, it looks like we have another uncommon here. Some sort of criminal joker. We lose all discards, but gain +3 in terms of a number of hands. That will be interesting, to say the least. As long as we don't come up against a boss blind that, you know, messes with our hands, it should be okay. So this will cause our baseball card and our blueprint joker to proc an additional time, which will definitely help us out with our round scores. We don't really care about a spectral pack right now, I think, so let's go into this big blind and see what we can do. So now, thanks to the burglar joker, we have no discards, but we have 7 hands in which to get 70,000, so if we average about 10 to 11,000 per hand, we should be good. Approximately. Obviously, some of our hands will be worth a lot more than others, so we don't need to get 10 to 11,000 each hand, mind you. Yeah, like 6,000 there just to redraw isn't too bad. Let us ditch another couple of cards through playing this pair of 2s. Actually, let's hang on to that blue seal too. Maybe. Let's see what else we have to draw. Yeah, let's just hang on to a blue seal 2 for now. Because now we're guaranteed a flush in case we don't get the best of draws on our next hand. Okay, so we have a straight, but it's not a straight flush. We got a lot of hands to play around with, so we could just play a high card here via our 9 of diamonds and see what happens. And we have not upgraded our high cards at all. I don't think I've ever upgraded high cards in the 20 plus hours I've been playing the full version of this game. Alright, so we've got no real upgrades to speak of besides straights and straight flushes, which is fine. We do have a flush here. No, we don't. Never mind. We need either 8 or a 3 for that. Let's play this pair, get them out of our hand, and hope for a better draw. We only have about 21 cards left, so the likelihood of us drawing an 8 or a 3 is pretty good. Yep, there we go, we drew an 8. I don't know if the order of our jokers really matters with this particular build. As long as, you know, the blueprint joker is next to the type of joker we want to duplicate. I'm thinking that since we only have 2 uncommon jokers, it might be better to place the burglar to the right of the blueprint, because that way we lose all of our discards, but we get basically +6 number of hands, which is probably more useful to us right now. So we'll try that out when we go into the boss blind, because we definitely cleared this big blind. Alright, we'll cash out, see what last minute purchases we can get before the final boss of this run. Ooh, we got a series upgrade, which is pretty rare. Grow Michelle, which is never a bad call, but I don't think we need it right now. We're just fishing for more potentially good jokers. Not really getting any, but we did get another series again, which upgrades our flush houses. If you guys have never seen it, it's one of the more rare planet cards. So if we do need to play a flush house, it will get us a lot of round score. We have the Cerulean Bell. This is the OG final boss of the Balatro demo, but it's not always the final boss of the full version, but I'm quite familiar with this one, and it's a pain in the butt. Because it always forces us, it like preemptively picks a card. And since we have no discards, we have like 10 hands, which is insane, so definitely worth the trade-off. With that said, we gotta figure out what to do with the 6 now. Do we just play like a high card 6? Although like a 6 of clubs that's also a bonus card is really good. So we don't really want to ditch it, despite the fact that we don't have a choice. So let's just play a pair of aces and hope for the best. Again, we have 9 more hands to play around with, which should allow us to draw most of the cards in our deck by the end of this boss blind. We have a potential flush here, which actually no, we don't. I thought that 2 was a clubs for a second, but it's not. So let's play a 2 pair here, and unfortunately discard a really nice bonus 10 of clubs. Still nothing too great, with the exception of this 3 of a 9, or 3 of a kind 9s. Since our ace was pulled up, we couldn't play a full house with those pair of 8s, but that's alright. I'm confident we will make up our score deficit. We got 7 hands in which to do so, which is plenty of time. Alright, we definitely have a flush here. And looks like we have a straight as well. Unfortunately, out of all of our good cards we got in this hand, the Cerulean Bell has pulled up our 3 of spades, which is not very good. So we could potentially have played a low straight there, 3 through 7, but I really want to fish for a straight flush because we need higher points. We need more score than that flush would have given us. Again, the Cerulean Bell are really messing with us here by forcing us to play 1 card every round when we have no discards. And we're only at around a quarter of the round score required to pass this boss blind. Let's see now. We have 6 clubs to draw, but we're running a bit low on card combinations that would help us out. Let's see. If if we play this, we'll get a pair. We could definitely play like that other 6 for a 3 of a kind. I'm contemplating what are the odds of us getting a 7 and a 5 and a 3. Probably not the best play here, but if you think so, you guys can just let us know in the comments below. To judge us and criticize as you will. Oh, it looked like we got straight here actually. That's perfect. And it's pulling up a 7 for us. Although, should we be greedy? Yes, let's be greedy and see if we can pull up 5 of clubs. Because I think we have at least one more, and with 9 cards left in our deck and 4 hands to play, I think it's worth it to be a bit risky, and definitely was. However, the Cerulean Bell has caused us to hold up an 8 of spades. So next round, hopefully it won't pull up a card that will screw with our plans, but only time will tell. And we need like 60,000 from this. Oh, it forced us to pull a 2 or hold up a 2, which is not good. However, if we just ditch these via a low value hand, we only have 2 cards left to draw, so the likelihood of it forcing us to select a card we don't want is relatively low. Okay, good. Thank goodness. It pulled up the 4 of clubs, so we are able to play our straight flush in just the nick of time, because we have no more cards to draw, and our next hand is going to be useless, so we really need this hand to pay off, which I think it will. Yes! Perfect. Ooh, it's touch and go there for a second, but yeah, there we go. We win with our abandoned deck strategy. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Until the next video, good luck out there, fellow poker players.